Hey, soul survivors, we are live. Let's hope my camera clears up a little bit. Doesn't look too good. So, we're going to talk about what is love. It's really fuzzy. Hmm. But what is love? There's different kinds of love. And give me a second with this camera. It doesn't look right. Hold on, guys. I don't know. But there's different kinds of love. And I'm also going to turn my air conditioner on. Sorry, guys. I always get confused. Do you turn it up or down? So, thank you. There's different kinds of love. We have friend love and romantic love, companionship. But with a narcissist, a lot of times that they feel that they're loving us and they can just shut it down. One thing I did today is I was studying about schizophrenia because it is important to know what our person has. And they were saying how no blind people have schizophrenia. So I want to check more into that. I think I've heard that before. John says, love, in my opinion, is caring as much about someone else as you do yourself. And it depends. It depends. Sometimes we care too much and it doesn't always match up. Sometimes when we give too much, it actually can destroy the relationship. Calibria is here. Look at those beautiful tulips. And Debbie's here too. Good to have you guys. And I'm so hot. I just got out of the shower, so I turned my heat on, and then I forget to turn my air on. So Mia is here. Everybody's here. It's going to be a great, great chat. And how's everybody doing? Are you guys doing all right? I kind of had a rough week. It's just kind of, the residual. I'm doing okay, but like my body is still in that trauma. Mia is saying hello to everyone and good evening. Calibri saying hi back. Oh, what kind of flower is that? I don't know what kind of flower that is. I think flowers are beautiful. I don't know enough about the different types. Kind of naive on certain things, very educated on a lot of things, and very naive on other things. John says, I'm really getting somewhere with this UFO hub and hoverboard idea. And we had in town, there was where it looked like a UFO. It's kind of cool looking. You would have loved to have seen that. It wasn't too far away. Um, but love, everybody has their own different interpretations. Biblically speaking, they have a really good breakdown, even if you're not a religious type of person or spiritual, but it gives a lot of good information about not being jealous, being kind, and patient, not boastful, all the kind of things. And a lot of times the narcissist really does feel that they're giving. Yeah, they give, but they also mess with our minds. And a lot of times they don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they straight up do. They can be very vicious, especially when they know what they're doing. John says they still don't know what really happened that night in Los Angeles. How long ago was that? John's got a YouTube channel you guys might want to check out. He posted some things on UFOs. You got to be careful though. You did something about Biden, and people are kind of naive, just like what was it? Or Oswald Orwell, uh, Orson Welles. What was that guy's name? Orson Welles, was that his name? About the catastrophe, that people believed it and people like committed suicide and stuff over it. So be careful. I'd write something on that about it's for entertainment purposes only. Um, that's just my opinion. Kalibi says that wasn't asked for. Kalibi says love means to me is caring, honesty, respect, and that is the Canadian maple leaf. That's not marijuana, right? That's another thing. I can't tell the difference between the two. Um, yeah, respect is a big thing. And I was watching some videos, and it was like if you have somebody who is an avoidant type person, how to handle the situation. Sometimes when we do care about somebody, if we come across the wrong way, we can actually make it uncomfortable for them. So we have to know who our person is, and it's hard to do in society where we don't interview everybody. We just kind of form relationships, and when people don't express what their needs or feelings are, it gets really messy and tricky. John says, I've discovered the button magnets loser magnetic field and reversed the poles a week ago. Really? How soon does that happen? I wonder why. Just, huh? Yeah, magnets, if you put them together, they like lose their magnetization. Um, John says that could have been that fake YouTube channel they made of mine, Cynthia. You didn't do something about Biden? Uh, Something about UFOs and watch out Biden or something. You never addressed. Hmm, I don't know. I had the same amount of subscribers. Uh, Fast.brc, is that what the other channel would be? Mia says, Cynthia, did you get the great smoke out from Canada? The smoke was bad. You are closer to Canada than I am, so I can just imagine. Actually, I even went to like the Detroit area to see my mom. I'm in West Michigan. So we didn't really have it. We had some like foggy days, but it didn't seem like smoky days. So as far as the sky, it was a little overcast, but we still had a lot of really nice days. And when I went to Detroit, which is closer to the Canadian border, it didn't seem bad. So I saw like New York, a lot of different places got it really bad. Did you have some outfall from it? What's interesting too is that can kind of change the atmosphere. The what was it? Mount St. Helen, the eruption back in 1980 had caused, I believe it was for 2 decades, uh, the the temperature to change because of all the soot that was in the air. John says Sumerian cobalt ones and nimidium magnets are extremely strong. And I hope I said that right. You have a very effective firewall in place. That's good. And Debbie is here. You're back. Good. Had to clear your phone. I feel you on that. It's good to clear your phones out so they're optimized so we can have an optimal experience here today. And are you guys getting out there enjoying the weather? Remember that vitamin D is important. Also, just rejuvenate yourself. There's lots of little self care things that we can do. And loving ourselves. I believe it was John that said to love others as we love ourselves. But we got to be careful when we're low on loving ourselves, when we're depressed, that, um, it kind of goes like that. When we're depressed, we might not be as loving. So the more we love ourselves, the more loving we put off. Mia says we had what you had just looked like a summer's heat haze. It was not too bad. Happy you did not get the smoke. Yeah, there was no scent in the air. It was a little overcast. But yeah, luckily it wasn't too bad. I do remember that Mount St. Helens though, how cold it really did affect the weather. And I think it was 2 decades. Kalibi says, I have an idea, John. Maybe you can experiment on a magnet material that will keep one's pants up instead of a zipper and buttons. Ooh, that's a good idea. And how about like some foot shoe closures? Because sometimes people can't quite close. That'd be kind of cool. Closing your shoes with magnets. Debbie said, that's a good idea, Kalibi. You sat at the dealership for 5 hours. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with your car? They get it all fixed. John says, love you all pets too. I can't believe I got another turtle, 3 now. The insect is doing well. Um, you got a snapping turtle. Be careful. The alligator snapping turtle. Oh my gosh, those are scary. They can chomp like right through a watermelon and pineapples, and they are. Mm. Have you ever seen the inside of a turtle's esophagus? It's like all these little cra- it, uh, Google it. It's crazy what it looks like inside their esophagus. John says magnetic lock for your apartment. I don't know. Um, Yeah, keep all those, yeah, poor Calibri. How's things at the narc complex going? We got John and Calibri having difficulties with their neighbors. John says it's a baby. He's not aggressive because he's young. Still though, those turtles are kind of crazy. Debbie says I'm trading it in. I have to go to the DMV in the morning and get the title transferred over to me, not my husband anymore. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, move on. Move on. Um, so So, yeah, I gotta remember that. I'm gonna forget. I gotta put that, what's it called? Secretary of State. I gotta go to the Secretary of State, dang it. I gotta renew my license. And I guess what do you gotta do? You gotta do tabs on title, or what do you have to do? I don't know what you have to do. Um, oh, the narcs have been acting desperate for supply. I saw a different couple this afternoon and I'm sure they are narcs. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. John says Brian's cousins are trying to watch me and get girls to chase them at the plaza. I merely talk to a lot of women and they're jealous of it. Ah, are they trying to pick up your savoir faire or whatever it's called, your schmooze? They trying to learn from you. Debbie says, "Remember, Cynthia, it's a new beginning." Yep, it is a new beginning, and we can take our lives down a new path, and it's up to us to create that new path. Everything we do um, really matters, you know. That's why, living the best life possible, Kalibi says the eyes on this couple surely look crazy and facial expression looks nuts. Uh, I was just, I think you were still in chat when I brought up that schizophrenic. Also, I recently brought up Teal Swan, and I was looking at her. I'm like, there's something about her. And turns out she's schizophrenic, according to the research I found so far. And sometimes you can just look at people. The schizophrenics, they have smaller retina. And you can see just based on their blinking patterns or zoning out. People with different kinds of mental illnesses, you can see that too. They say the heart or the eyes are the windows to the soul. And John, 15 pets. Oh my goodness, you hoarder. That's a lot. Debbie says that's the name of my Facebook group. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Debbie's got a Facebook. You can go ahead and type what it's about, Debbie, if you would like. Kalibi says that's how I felt. They have this underlying craziness on their eyes and actions. Yep, you can watch it. It's weird. You get vibes off of people sometimes, whether it's the way they look or the way you feel around them. Um, we have instincts. We definitely have instincts. John says my Facebook was imitated too. The black end of that. Did they take it down? John says people are pissed off because they can't hack my phone anymore. Well, just be happy that they're not doing it. That's good. Hmm. Yeah, there's a what was I saw there's a cybersecurity thing going around Facebook. Oh, Bessel is here. I would like to paraphrase what was just said. Cynthia's eyes are the windows to the soul. Aw, I hope that's a good thing. You're sweet. Thank you. Good to have you here, Basil. John says, I think those fake accounts are being investigated. Debbie says, childhood abuse, getting your power back, and narcissist abuse. Yeah. Um, it does affect us. You can tell uh, if people are healthy sometimes. You can tell if they're sick. You can tell if they're mentally off. My eyes, when I'm sad, will be a little more gray. When I'm happy, they do turn a little bit more blue. Uh, and then when I cry, like my eyes will be really red, but it makes my eyes look beautiful blue. My ears are popping today, guys. So if I sniffle, it's because my ears are popping. I'll try not to do that. John says, how's your foot, Debbie? And yeah, you recently had surgery. Still hurts. Oh, that's not good. I want to invite one more person to the chat that's supposed to join us. So let me do that real quick. You guys will be happy. Um, so anybody have any struggles that they're going through? Any questions? Anybody find some of the videos interesting? Because understanding the dynamics of how people are so interrelated that people get offended for reasons that sometimes you're like, what is going on? And we all want to be validated. Sometimes we have to take a step back and try to understand how the other person is feeling. But with the narcissist, no matter what you do, you cannot communicate with them. And they just don't oh, destination dopamine. Oh, you're already here. Hooray. So we got Joshua Schwartz, Destination Dopamine, and he's got a trip coming up. I believe it's open to the public. Are you going to Italy? This is in September. Really nice itinerary. So, some of you guys, if you have watched the Joshua Schwartz series, this is my buddy who is joining us. Debbie says he said it's going to hurt. He broke the toe in two places. Yeah, that's going to hurt. Um, so John is saying, hey, destination. John says, want to fly in a cardboard UFO model. Yeah, John's our inventor. He's got lots of different inventions. And my ears are popping like crazy. Sorry, guys. I did something today. I signed up for free product testing. So I I'm gonna try to expand out with some merchandise, also, product testing, and I would get free Downy sheets. So that's what I get so far, and $60. I get $60 after a year. uh, $3 in 30 days. So destination says hello to all, and yeah, I was just saying that sometimes we have good days, some days we have bad days, and we just gotta keep chugging along. Don't give up on yourself. And Joshua says, yes, you are all welcome to sign up for the group trip. So if you guys go to Facebook, look up Destination Dopamine, you'll be able to see his group, sign up for it. And I wish I would go, but I have to teach. Or somebody can marry me and then I don't have to work and I could go. John says it's getting complicated, folks. Lots of cutting and measuring to do. Mia has been my soul survivor guide. Thanks, Mia. Yeah, Mia's been a really good friend. We got a really good group here where we support each other, and we had a little tough spot about 2 weeks ago or whatever, 3 weeks ago, where people get triggered. But a dog defender says, "Hey, my friends." So, dog, we got Destination Dopamine here. That's Joshua Schwartz. So we were just talking about his travel group, and also, you know, when things start getting difficult, sometimes we get overwhelmed where our triggers are just nonstop and our brain chemistry won't let us snap out of it. So there's certain things that we need to start doing to redirect, to self-soothe. And if we're proactive on realizing when we're low on certain things, whether it's serotonin, dopamine, whatever it is that we're low on, to proactively take care of ourselves, proactively take a trip. If you're missing the excitement or if you're feeling lonely, set something up ahead of time. Give yourself something to look forward to. And Dog says, I've been following your series on Josh. And yeah, hopefully we'll be doing a lot more. He's extremely interesting. Very, very, very good to talk to. I really enjoy talking to him. And my ears are popping. So Dog Defender says hi to John. John says, why? Keep it on topic. Why is an alien creature outside with a cell phone and a giant ship over the pond tonight? Because you put it there. And Dog is saying hi to Calibri. Look at that. Got that little crown going. Josh is cool. Yeah, he is cool. He's very interesting. And unfortunately, this is what, a lot of times, Josh has been very open. He has borderline. And a lot of times, you know, when people have traumatic stories, it can be interesting. And it's sad that people have to go through so much. So he's a survivor. He is definitely a survivor. And you get interested in the story, like how did things get that bad, or how can people be so cold? And Dog says John on topic, or Cynthia will get confused. Yep, got natural blonde hair. I'm naturally right. So yes, Dog is asking, yes, this is my business YouTube. Oh, the Destination Dopamine. Have you started putting something up, Josh? And I'm not sure if you have stuff. You should definitely. I know you have videos. I feel bad. I haven't checked. You have videos on like Facebook and stuff that I've seen. some of his travel. Um, Not yet. Okay. Yeah. Let me know and I will subscribe to you. You have loads of content. Kalibi says, I've been reading more on the scapegoat syndrome and family dynamics. I'm sure that I'm dealing with two narcs, Malignant and Flying Monkey and the Golden Child. Hmm. The Malignant and Flying Monkey? Yeah, I guess that could happen. And the Golden Child. Yeah, a lot of times the Golden Child, they don't even know. They just feel so entitled. The Malignant, I would think, is a little bit more knowledgeable about what they're doing. But they can all get evil. Dog says, "Gotcha. Hi. I feel like I know you already." Yeah, because 'cause we've done quite a few. Is it 5 or we might have 6 or 7 videos up. And, yeah, we'll definitely do more. I definitely enjoyed that. John says, "My sister and mother are covert narcissists." Yeah, covert, think of covered, where they're kinda hidden, where you don't see it coming. And it's so interesting how one little thing can completely throw things off. It could, I gave the example. This person wasn't necessarily a narcissist, but um, a lady had adopted a child and the child was freaking out, did not want to have anything to do with this lady. And it was just because she had long nails, and the long nails scared the kid to death because of the abuse that she went through. So you would think, what am I doing? I'm being really sweet. I gave them the food that they wanted, brand new toys. I tried to cuddle with them. No matter what I do, I can't get through to this kid. And it's just, they have long nails. Um, so we don't always know what somebody's triggers are, and we could sit there and rack our brains, and if there isn't the communication, we may never know. And sometimes people want to be polite, so they won't say, "I don't like this about you," which then it leaves it in a triggered state. John said they're covert. Yeah, you've had some issues with them. Dog says, Kalibi, I was the scapegoat. It's an interesting ride. And a lot of times that can be very devastating when everything is, placed on you, that you are the one who caused all the family problems. And it's kind of like the black sheep too, sometimes, where uh, you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. And a lot of times it's nothing that you even did. They just blame you. And it's very lonely. You feel like you can't get out of being the scapegoat. John says they both lost every friend on Facebook. Every friend? Wow. Are you sure every friend? Dog says, why are my thumbs up? Oh, where are my thumbs up for Cynthia? Ready? Go. Yes. I love those. They keep me motivated, make me happy. And I appreciate them more than you know. It definitely helps with the algorithm. There they go. I see it climbing. Kalibi says the malignant showed her true colors. She said some hurtful things to me, questioning how I do my prayers, and even asked the quantity of gift cards that I gave last Christmas to charity. That's an odd question. Uh, when she was asking how you do your prayers, is she asking, like, do you kneel or do you do it at night? Or that's an odd question. Um, Yeah, sometimes people wanna, for their own spirituality, maybe they're missing out on some ritual that they should do, or, they're interested in how to get closer to God, but I don't believe that's what they were doing based on the way those questions are. Oh, John, you were a slacker. Thank you for the thumbs up. Dog says, John, in many ways, Facebook is so fake. They are not really friends. In my opinion, it's a very toxic place. I have 2,700 friends, and I think I know 4 of them. You're a proud black sheep. There you go. Looking back at them, glad to not be like any of them. Yeah, if you think about it, uh, usually um, the scapegoats are sometimes seen as weaker, but they're just not necessarily. They can sometimes be kinder and feel like they have to solve the problems or take on, and it can also be exhausting. Uh, Kalibi says on prayer, she questioned my process in my prayer. She's a church lady for one, so she is very stiff on her rules. Hmm. It's this Catholic church. John says, I was told they wanted my invention ideas, but they are not even doing anything. Who is that? But yeah, as far as what Dog said, yeah, Facebook is a very toxic place. And they just came out with some statistics on the suicide rates that are really going up because people comparing each other and all the things. John says, Joshua says social media is geared toward isolating people and making them more antisocial. Excellent point, because people are glued to their phones. They're actually addicted to their phones. They're self-isolating. Um, they're, ugh. If you see people, how many people argue? And I read the posts, and there's so many unnecessary things. People calling each other Karens, and um, like there's so many things that could be let go, or people misunderstanding what somebody's saying, because sometimes it is a legitimate point. You also see people where they're just putting in anything just to say anything, and they're not like staying on topic, that they just want to be heard, and people get mad at that sometimes. And also too, how um what's it called, like for psychology, they, you know, everything, like the color of things and the placement of things and the temperature at the store and the um, types of music and um, the level of sound, how loud it is, that everything, packaging, colors, and with the timing, like people have a 7-second attention span, and that sounds pretty sad, but that's what it is. So if I keep moving, um, but the psychology that's going into things to keep us addicted is interesting. That you know uh, there's a lot of things that we're similar on, that they can get into our heads. And Kalibi says, I have an idea why I'm being set aside and ignored by my siblings. I vaguely remember being sexually abused by either a friend of the family or even a sibling. It's a very dark secret. Yeah, sometimes with sexual abuse, sometimes it is vague. Some people might not remember it till years later. They just recently, didn't they get rid of the statute of limitations on being sexually abused? I think that just went through with Trump, because it used to be up until the year, was it 7 years, 7 to 10 years? I think it was 7 or 10 years. I think it's seven. So we had, it's one of the two. Yeah, let's say 7 years to uh, bring forth the abuse, unless it happened when you were um, under 18, then you would have up until 18, maybe plus seven. I can't remember, but all changed, which is good, because sometimes it takes a long time to either wrap your mind around it or to feel confident enough to come forward. A lot of people don't come forward just because of the ridicule that they'll feel in court. And there's a lot of unreported things. And yeah, sometimes, something that's not even your fault can cause you to be ostracized because they don't want the secret to come out. So, Calibri, big hugs to you. Nobody should have to go through that. John says, I'm glad I'm not a narcissist. Me too. Your cousin tried that when I was 5. Yeah, it's a lot. 25 years. For are you talking 25 years statute of limitations, or 25 year? Okay. And thank you. Yeah, it's changed, because I looked in it. 7 years for a normal statute of okay. I get it. So Kalibi says, I'm just thankful it's not a serious sexual abuse. It's just fondling of an adult. Yeah. And some people, it depends too. Some people really take it hard, others don't. Others sometimes don't remember it. Um, yeah. And yeah, luckily there wasn't like penetration and guns and all that stuff involved. There's different severities, but it's all not good. Dog says there are some very wise ex-law enforcement officers that now retired run a cold case unit. They say it best. There are the three selves of everyone. People on social media are showing their public self. That's true. Yeah. And people don't show who they really are. Um, yeah, they all take a shower right before they get on. Yeah, we don't know. Uh, you can see people with their camera angles, and John says, I'm using one of the shape flashlight units as a magnetic launcher. I'll have to graduate the power a little at a time. It has a coil inside. I don't know what those are. Um, yeah, dog saying, what? Are we on topic? Destination. Uh, Josh says, my ex was molested. Um, do you think that has something to do with who she was? Melissa. Hi, Melissa. How's things going? How the little ones? Good to have you here. And we have, if you've been watching the Joshua Schwartz series, he's in here. That's Destination Dopamine. John says, oh, just my inventions, but I'm seeing these narcs are doing useless, stupid things and failing at it. Um, and Dog says that is very painful, no matter the age, intensity, or whatever it is, it's still trauma. Yeah. And it can haunt you for a long time too. Um, so John's saying hi to Melissa, kissing the girls again. John's our little kissy face. Calibri says, also thankful that the abuse didn't go any damage on my brains and the way I think. That's good. That's good. Some people, um, it really affects their relationship. So I'm glad that you're okay. Um, yeah, that's terrible that people go through it though. So Dog is saying hi to Melissa, and John's agreeing. Josh says, wow, yeah, they changed it. Yeah, it used to be a lot different. Yeah, because I had some stuff I should have reported. Destination Dopamine, that is the absolute reason she is the way she is. Could be, could definitely be. And was there other things too in her childhood other than just molestation? Like John says, a shake flashlight has a magnet and a coil to generate power for the light. That's interesting. So Melissa is asking how we are, and we're asking how you're doing too. You gotta let us know if you're doing all right. Dog says that is awesome, Cleary. Not many are that fortunate. Yeah, he's very fortunate. I'm doing good, Melissa. I had a little bit of a bump in the road this week. I kind of got a little sad. It's just like sometimes your body, like I'm okay as far as the healing, but for over 2 years, you're just thinking this person's dead and trying to reach out and feeling trapped because I was in Tennessee. It was just terrible. So my body, it's just my body gets so uncomfortable. I don't know why my camera's so foggy today. John says my emotional state is great and my leg too. Good. And you know, Dog says that is awesome, Calibri. Not many are that fortunate, and I read that again because it's important. I meant to do that. Dog says, I have a question. What, if any, are everyone's short and long-term goals? I notice it's easy to look back, but I'm wanting to look forward more often. Wondering if anyone else is also. So yes, share your stories. Thank you for asking that, Dog. I am working on a new certificate so I can wallpaper my place. I have so many certificates. I just love learning. Actually, if you guys are interested, it's a $700 value for free. And I'm working on a trauma informed certificate. You guys know I'm certified to teach psychology. I'm not a therapist. I am a certified life coach, hypnotist. What else am I? Certified relationship and health. Got a lot of stuff going on, but I wanted to dive more into the trauma. And they were talking about this experiment with rats. I don't know, I did it in my video earlier, but they had rats talking about intergenerational trauma, and it was a fascinating story where they would shock the mice on their feet and then spray cherry blossom scent, and they kept doing it over and over again, and then they would have babies and just spray the scent, and the babies like got a trauma response from it, and then they had their own babies, and without it ever being shocked that they reacted to the cherry blossom scent. um so there is some genetic component, but also, the traumas that we go through. And dog says, yay, Cynthia loves the certificates. I would love to do it too. Oh, um I'm not sure. It's on my Facebook page. I'll tell you what, you have my email. I'll put it here. If anybody wants it, email me and I will send you the link. I don't know how much longer the thingy is, but it was completely free. And it is, and like I'm liking it. So here's my email, guys. There you go. Yeah. So you guys can email me and I will send you over a link. I would suggest doing it. It's can kind of help us understand ourselves as well. So I know Josh, are you still here? Josh has a lot of stuff he's working on as far as long-term goals. And Calibri, Melissa, what are you guys thinking? What about you, Dog Defender? You, you can use my same answer because you're going to do that certificate too. I just feel the more we learn, the better it is. It's good. You're still here, Josh. Yay. Um, so long term, somebody's at my house. Who is at my house? Who's, hold on one sec. Okay, yeah, I had a feeling. Never know. Yeah, you guys want free popsicles? Come on over. That's the neighborhood kids. Sorry about that. Melissa says I had a counseling appointment on June 14th. She told me I have to go somewhere else for better counseling services. Well, at least they're honest with you, though. That's a really good thing that they didn't just take your money. A lot of times, was this the one that I think you didn't have a good match with one, and then you were starting a new counselor. So make sure it's a trauma informed, somebody who deals with that kind of issues, that you're not going to, let's say, a marriage counselor when you need to deal with your trauma. Get a good fit. That's extremely important. You might want to think about a religious one, that a spiritual one. John says you should, Melissa, because they may not have the right resources. And how did it go though? Did it feel like it wasn't right? Do you know why they said it wasn't good? Was it just a therapist, or was it a psychologist, psychiatrist? Dog says yes. I love the story. That is intergenerational trauma. I hate animal testing and labs, but I can take the knowledge. I agree with you. Yeah. We learn a lot though. It's sad, but you see like Pavlov's dog and all that. Hey Josh, I wanted to mention a channel like that you may like. Ooh, go for it. Kalibi says, I've cut off my communication with Narcissisters. I don't know if it'll let you. You can try. I don't mind if you do that. I don't know if it'll take it. If not, you can email it and I can get it to them too. So if it doesn't, tell me if it doesn't let you do that. Oh, her name. Okay. Yes, she's good. Crappy childhood fairy. Kalibi says, I've cut off communication. That's good. You still have your phone line available to my golden child brother. The scapegoat has walked away. Then they have to deal with their craziness. Yeah. Yep. And it's usually the dynamics will change. They'll find a different scapegoat, that they're not going to just, I got a hair somewhere. Let it go. That abuse will continue. Dog says, Melissa, what do you think she meant by that? She isn't prepared, or, yeah, I'm kind of curious too. So Josh is saying, yeah, give me that information. And that's that crappy childhood fairy. She's referring you to someone better. Somebody a better fit. And John says, I hate that too. Animals don't deserve that life. It's pretty sad. Yeah. Dog says, Kalibi, good for you. I walked away from my narcs and family. No regrets. And Dog says, John, I agree. Thumbs up for Cleabury. Thumbs up for me too. Josh says, so here's my plug, and I will never stop talking about it. Yes, go for it. I was agnostic for 40 years. God saved my life. I am now a hardcore believer in God, and I'm starting my MDIV in August. Your MDIV, what am I supposed to, why am I not understanding that? What's your MDIV? Should I know that? MDIV. Master's in Divinity. Okay. Good for you. Yes. Yeah, he's just you're working on your I have a TESOL. You're doing a TEFL, or how you pronounce it. Teaching English to foreign language learners. I can't remember. No, it's just to foreign. Teaching English for foreign learners, I think is what it is. And I want to help you study. But I did 2 bachelor's. Yeah, you got a lot of education. He's extremely smart. And that is fantastic that you're getting that master's in divinity. He's going to be able to preach. He knows what he's talking about already, and just has a way. Sometimes you have to relate to the people in the right way to be heard. And I think he would definitely be very powerful. So yeah, God can definitely save lives. And she told me this counseling service is for short term. Okay, so she's feeling that you do better in long term. And that's good though. Sometimes it does take time. We've been through some of us have mental illnesses that compound it. It's not just sadness. Maybe we have some chemical imbalance, and it sometimes takes a long time, if not a lifetime. But there's things that we can do to cope, to learn what our triggers are, to learn how to heal. And Dog says, congrats, Josh. Josh says, God can and will heal you. You only need to ask and put in the work. And put in the work. Put that in capitals, because that is so true. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Just like I gave the example, if I want a husband, I pray to God every night. If I don't go out and, you can't just sit around and wait for it to happen. So you can say your prayers, unless I'm going to marry the mailman, I have to get out there and meet people. And John says, I was too, but a nice woman here turned me around. Thanks, Mia. Yeah, Mia's a great person. Calibri says, YouTube has helped me so much understanding what's happening with society and families, thanks to the generosity of psychologists and life coaches. I think there's a lot of really good information. I got to be careful though, like this AI and how everything is changing in the world. But I found a lot of really good information. The information that you guys get, even if it's from me or other YouTubers, I will try to give you scholarly information. But if something doesn't sit right, it is okay to double check things and, know what the true truth is. Yeah, and it's kind of nice. You guys have been great with donations, things like that. But, there's a lot of information that's free, and it's worth learning, because, like I said, I think healing is a lot easier when we have some knowledge of it. Why do we go through this? It helps validate our feelings. A lot of us need that validation to understand that a lot of times we don't get the closure. Why we don't get the closure helps make sense of it. So some of the pain is alleviated. But if any of you guys are spiritual, like, God can definitely make a difference. They did something I found very interesting where I tried to save it. They talked about reading your Bible. And if you read your Bible at least 4 days out of the week, that it was fascinating where depression went down like 40%, loneliness went down like 67%, like all these things. They said that wasn't too much if you just read it once, wasn't too much if you read it twice, if you read it 3 times a week, a little bit more, but it had pretty profound changes. So it's something to think about, a lot of people, attest that they feel a big difference, and sometimes if you guys are spiritual, sometimes this is the life lesson that's supposed to crush us to get us back to God. So that is something to think. You can sit here getting all upset, or you can go, this is my sign that I'm one of the chosen, that I'm supposed to come closer, that God's trying to give me that hug and I'm walking away from him. Or, are we doing what we should do? Josh says God can and will heal. Yep. Uh, uh, so dog says, let me scroll. It can be, I got to scroll. Ugh. His master's program you talked about. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And it's not scrolling for me. There we go. Um, there we go. Melissa says, so I'm going to call a different counseling place on Monday. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. You know, um, just make sure they're trauma informed, that they deal, and let them know you've told me kind of the things that are going on with you. Let them know what you have. Dog says, Kalibi, I agree, wealth of knowledge. There's a lot out there. Dog says, Melissa, that is good. May I give you a suggestion? Teaching English as a foreign language. Okay. Okay. Yeah, mine's teaching English. It's been so long. Uh, Tisa, I have my, I can go get it if you guys don't believe me. Teaching English, students of, I don't know. It's been so long. I've had it. I don't even know. Uh, and Josh, so if you ever want information on teaching English as a second language, like some companies, which ones to avoid, I've done that. If you guys look, Magic Ears used me. I had an interview, and my interview went so well that they, out of all the interviews that they had, I'm somewhere on YouTube. I didn't even know it. Um, but a friend of mine sent it to me that they used my interview where I'm singing about a monkey and bananas. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty high up in the ESL world. Melissa says, yes, dog defender. And I think I told you, did I ever show you that I have billboards of me, and I was on a kiosk and um, did a TV commercial over in China that was on their television, all that kind of stuff. Did a lot videos for them. John says, I got an AI speech to text app and recorded my voice and it copied me. Weird hearing my voice computerized. And yes, yes, yes. Did it sound the same to you? A lot of times our voices sound different because we don't have the echo that goes on in our head. That normal reverberation, resonance, whatever you want to call it. John says, I see the donation symbol on the bottom right. Feel free to donate. Donate for a donut. And like I said, if I sniffle, it's because my ear's popping. It drives me crazy. Josh says I read it every day and have been for the last 4 years. It is changing my life, and I just see an inner glow in you that God is working in you. Um, you've been through so much, and when even when he talks about God, you see him light up. Dog says, also, I would ask Cynthia about her contact with Nami. Yeah, definitely. Jenny, she did a fantastic job in that interview. Gave a lot of information. Oh, destination, Josh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, see, look how happy I am. Money can buy happiness. I'm just teasing. Thank you. That's very generous. I appreciate that. Um, Yeah, that was really sweet. Uh, Dog says, um, also, I would ask Cynthia about her contact at NAMI. They have so many connections and info to help. Yeah, if you guys type in my search engine, if you type in free resources, that'll bring up that video where you can see it. I also broke it down in the description where I wrote down the contacts. Yeah, NAMI, she was great. She was great. She was there. Um, she was there. Definitely check her out. Just type in free resources on my channel, and her name is Ginny. Dog, Cynthia. When we talk about the typos. um, yeah, dog's like, I know. Yeah, she caught me in a typo, which must have been autocorrect. But she's like, I know that would kill you. Like that's. She knows I don't like typos. You guys can do typos. I don't judge you, but I judge myself. Kalibi says, I support that a lot. I set aside a special time in the morning and late afternoon to do my prayers. It's how I connect myself to my creator and to keep my peace and mental health. One thing I want to do a little more is, oh, you did it again? Oh my goodness. Thank you. I didn't realize you did it twice. Um, thank you. What was I going to say though is, even praying that we go a step further, and really get to understand a little bit more. Sometimes we have messages that we don't get because we're not reading our Bible. And that's just a suggestion. That's up to you guys what you do. But prayer is good. I did prayers for a long time, but it's a little bit more uplifting whether you go to a church or you fellowship with people or just reading little stories or even just some Christian music or whatever religion you guys are. Dog says, I'm very spiritual but tend to be more private about my relationship with God. I was brought up with God always in my life, so it is likely a different feeling. Happy to hear you found your peace. Peace is nice. Peace is nice. Melissa says, I need the like button. Oh, where is the like button? Yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. Is that at the bottom for you guys? It's showing up at the top. Did somebody take away a like? Somebody took away a like. What I say? Somebody doesn't like me talking about God, I think. Dog says they love tall, blonde, blue-eyed, gorgeous women in China. So rare to them. Yeah, I was like a celebrity over there. People are running up to have pictures with me. I'll tell you what, though, I scared the crap out of two little boys. One, um, like tremors. Like I scared him so much because I was coming out of the bathroom and his mom was going in, so we kind of were walking around each other, and the little boy, his mom's like 5 feet tall, so he knows how to adjust his head to see his mom. And so he sees me, he has to put his head like way up and he sees this kind of face as opposed to just another Chinese face. That scared him. Like, his whole body was shaking. But yeah, it was kind of neat. I had families like taking pictures. It's crazy. John says, you're a great guy, Josh. Yeah, that's definitely appreciated. Kalibi says, I think there should be an advisor in the news world who will coach the news people to pronounce names or words correctly. I agree. I still feel it's arrogance just to blurt out foreign names and words. Yeah. Um, it's a respect thing, and I always try to teach the kids at school too when they have a difficult name and they're like, it's okay, you can call me, and it's like, no, how is it said? Be proud. That's your name. You can correct people. Kalibi says, I think, oh, yep. And Melissa hit that like button. Thank you. John says the voice was too fast and mechanical sounding. Huh. That's interesting. Just my overall observation with newscasters, it's kind of weird to hear foreign names being butchered to no end. And I'll tell you what, though, there are some names. Somebody else gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. That like Japanese, even the Chinese, I have the hardest time. I'm trying to be so respectful. Sometimes it's with the tone. You might be tone deaf. They have like four different tones, and um, you could try, but I'm not a newscaster. So, um, Yeah, there's some names are hard too. Melissa says narcissists can ruin your life. Narcissists usually do, which is so sad. And it's just a lot of it is either they're, it's, yeah, there's so much to it. Um, yeah, it's just that entitlement that just goes, ugh. John says they can try, Melissa, they always backfire it. And what, you know, it causes a lot of reactive abuse and just toxicity all around. And then we start feeling guilty or shameful for the way that we acted. Dog says, John, enjoy what is left of real life. It's going to be more and more rare. I believe, although the future is very impersonal and weird cold. Dog says, is it me or are there only two likes? Like, no, I see six. I see six. So keep hitting that like button. Yeah, dog's my cheerleader. And look at John. John's like, I'm trying. Dog says, hit the X on the right, then on screen. Hit thumbs up. Can I give myself a thumbs up? Nope. Dang it. I lied. And what was this? Who is it? Jeffrey Feiger. Is that correct? Is that his name? He was running for, was it governor or something like that? Senator, I can't remember. He was running for something, and he's an attorney, and he voted for himself in the wrong district. So yeah, he had the chance to vote for himself, but here I don't have a chance to vote. Okay, I'll catch up, guys. So Josh says thank you to John, and kisses and hugs are free. That's true. That is true. Dog says, LOL, on my feed right under this video, Cynthia, is Richard Grannon's new narc video. Yeah, he's changed. I still want to hear that story with him and Sam Vaknin on what the real deal was. I missed it. But there you can see two narcissists. And I heard that Grannon slept with Sam's wife. Which I'm not sure on that. They had like, I can't remember who is the asexual one who's not really into sex. It might have been her, but he's still married. You know, some narcissists stay married. It works for them. Like she likes the dysfunction. Some people like it. Dog says, there are 7 here. I see 3 thumbs up. Maybe we have lurkers. Uh-oh. I see 6. But anybody else, feel free to hit that thumbs up. That's free. Kalibi says, narcs' brains are so weird. They always want to control snares, set traps, projections, and triangulations. Yeah, even just the setting the traps. They purposely set you up to fail sometimes just so they can argue with you. And sometimes it's due to insecurities. They can totally destroy relationships on the projections, not taking accountability, putting it right back on you. It gets really confusing, and then you're defending yourself, and then nobody knows what the heck you're talking about. John says someone's blowing off fireworks on the tracks. Hopefully, they're being safe. John says crazy, huh, Cleary, but they have no control over theirs. And there are times where we kind of lose control. Or can lose control. But for the most part, they should have more control. They're not always in like that blackout rage that, they should know I shouldn't yell, I shouldn't do this. But there is periods of time that they don't think I try to explain it because sometimes we're like they have to know what they're doing. But there's times how we just say, bless you or please or thank you, um, or agree with somebody. Like it's kind of a habit sometimes too, that we don't have to really think about it. It's second nature. So their actions are like second nature, you know, that they don't think things through. They don't care to. Dog says, John, we have people setting off M80s and M100s at around 3 a.m. nightly. Oh, that'd be super scary. Yeah, I had, oh, poor Dixie. Oh, my neighbor set off probably one of those, but, yeah, it sounded like a gunshot, and I'm still not sure it wasn't a gunshot. I still think because 'cause they've been stupid shooting guns off, but that got stolen. John says, "My narcissist is really losing, and the witchcraft and smear campaign is destroying her life." That's because, they're trying to control their life by destroying others, and it's not gonna work. It's just for selfish purposes. Kalibi says, "It is weird that I've observed these red flags on my 2 sisters. That's why they are blocked." And when did you start observing these red flags? Did you always know? Sometimes it takes time for us to go, "Oh, yeah." Dog says, "Calibri, it is maddening." I agree. Dog says, "That is Calibri. I see one. I walk away. I don't need to dance with the devil." Even if it's good exercise, you don't need to. Kalibi says narcs seem to play from the same crazy playbook. That's what's so interesting is the patterns are so similar, whether it's the ghosting, the silent treatment, just the hurtful actions, the entitlement, even their thought process. I did a video, the narcissist in reverse, because it's like opposite day with them. And do they go to narc school? Possibly. I'm tossing around those snappers. Maybe they're copying me. You talking about your snapping turtles? Tossing them around. Kalibi says it took me a while to compile their patterns of behavior as red flags. And John says, me too. Yeah, sometimes that's just how they are. We're like, oh, we didn't realize how hurtful some other things are. Or we brush it off, or it's just a bad day for them. But it takes time to see the true colors of people. And, you know, um, can they change? Can they change? I know Josh, to work on things, but when you don't have empathy, it's all about me, all about me, all about me. That makes it really hard to like surrender, to open up and be vulnerable and understand. It takes time to understand how people are, and we have to understand not everybody is going to be receptive. Like right now, you know, if you gave me a hug, I'm either receptive to it or I'm not. Some people don't want to be touched at all, and you're like, "What did I do? I just gave her a hug. We're friends." That we have to really know people. Everybody's different. Dog says, Kalibi, there is a video where a divorce attorney and a therapist describe narcs in this way. They are all the worst actors who went to the same acting school, memorized the same bad script. It's a red flag. Red flag. Poppers. So yeah, it's um they're the worst. Okay, as far as, being the worst actors, um, yeah, they there's times they definitely know what they are doing, and the lies, like, they will not back down. You catch them in a lie, they will continue lie, lie, lie. I can't tell you how many concrete things. Sometimes they do. There are times it was weird, like, one time he, showed me, like, court documents, and I'm like, "There's no docket number on it. You did not file that." And, he's like, "Yes, I did. Yes, I did." But it's a lie, obviously a lie. But another time, he had lied, and, um, he had the only type of this truck, it's like a demo type, prototype or whatever, and so he's like, "That wasn't my truck," and I'm like and I said the type of truck, and he was like, "Oh." So he knew he was busted because, it's just too rare. But they try to lie. They try to lie. Sometimes they'll keep it going. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh," but they still say sorry. They still don't I never got an apology for that. And Dog says you actually can get burned, but not narc related. That is true. You can get burned, you can get bummed out, all that good stuff. So does any Anybody want any specific topics coming up for this week? If not, I will sign off for the evening. But it was great having you guys here. Definitely always enjoy it. And lots of love to you guys. Melissa, keep us posted on that therapist. I hope you find a good match for you. And remember, one on ones are available. They can be very helpful. And I will see you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye, guys.